So, okay. The question is what we're going to do with the Moff, or what we're going to do, just in general, to screw with the Imperials. And then, oh, God. And now the graffiti has started. And the basic idea is let's go confront the Moff and see if he will throw in with us. Now, so you had said something about having Lux make this speech. So there's a couple of questions and clarifications, or at least statements to make about that. Because doesn't he have to listen to the senator? Well, okay. Technically, the Moff doesn't have to listen to a senator. A senator can't come in and give the Moff orders. The Senate can give a Moff an order, in theory.
Oh no, it's not. Nobody's talking about giving him orders. It's more like who could we get to approach the Moff with our offer that wouldn't arouse suspicion?
Oh, you're saying send in Lux covertly, or well, not covertly.
It's not like any of us want to go there.
Send him in. Send him.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, so you're saying have him go in and communicate with the Moff and see if the Moff will. So,
right.
Here's a few.
The fantastic opportunity that we have offered for him.
Also, he's the ideal vehicle for getting them off out, without arousing suspicion.
Maybe. Yes, I mean, get him out in the city. Maybe.
Out of the city is good enough. That's
out into the city. I meant.
Yeah.
So there's a few problems, and it depends on. Lux is entirely willing to help. He was thinking more like put a helmet on and shoot stuff, kind of help. Because it's because that, I mean, to be fair, that's a little bit more dangerous than what you're talking about, at least in theory. But
when was the last time he did that?
Put a helmet on and shot? When was the Clone Wars? 17 years ago?
Exactly.
I mean, he's not out of practice. I mean, he's out of active practice, but it isn't like he doesn't go to a shooting range now and then. He still can handle a blaster. This is Star Wars. Nobody ever gets bad at anything. Until you get really, really old, then the lightsaber battles are kind of boring. But anyway,
well, that's when you have to use your force instead. You know, make up for your slowness on your lightsaber.
Except unless you're Yoda, in which case your lightsaber skills never get slow.
Well, I think they're kind of like mixed in with his whole force skills, because you don't bounce around like a ping pong, just as a Yoda.
No. So.
Or do you?
Right now,
it's true.
Right now, Lux's role in the rebellion is one of covert support. Like Bail Antilles doesn't go like walking around being a Republic adjutant in the Senate, and on top of that, he's not even a fulcrum. Lux is a fulcrum for the inner ring. So for him to go in is super risky, not to Lux, but to the infrastructure that the rebellion has constructed around him and that uses him for that. So you're not so much like, it's not so much that you're putting Lux at risk, you are, but it's not so much that as that if they do that, it doesn't work out and Lux needs to be replaced for whatever reason, either because he's dead or because he's been exposed. That's a huge amount of infrastructure crap that they've got to sort of reset up.
On the other hand, I think
certainly not the first time. Go ahead.
I think he's still the best person to make this happen. And if he's not there by himself, but with some trusted senatorial assistance, then if something goes wrong and the Moff decides to threaten to pull the security alarm, we can shoot him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was kind of where it was. It's kind of where, I mean, it certainly addresses the getting him out alive thing. I mean, that addresses the death thing. If the Moff turns him down, well, even if the Moff doesn't turn him down, the Moff basically can't ever be allowed to get back to the Empire at all. He's going to be under watch or under something forever, just to protect Lux's identity. And pretty much a stopwatch has been put on Lux's role as Fulcrum as soon as really his presence on Coruscant as soon as the Moff knows about it, because at that point in time, eventually it's going to come out. So you have to start phasing him out of like intelligence change and the coordination and stuff with that kind of thing. So it's a little, he can now on the flip side, if he's not the one to break, because the Moff is going to be convinced or not to a certain extent.
Hey, don't we still have the girlfriend under wraps somewhere?
The Moff's wife?
Yeah.
She's, well, technically she's still, I mean, she's certainly, you still have, technically you don't, but the Resistance still has a finger on her, a thumb on her, depending on whatever phrase you like. But she's certainly,
we switch digits from time to time.
She's a resource. She is a resource, certainly, and some of you were involved in that, which is to say Hesmit and Ganna were both involved in that whole thing, and Saw is certainly aware of it. It depends on, I mean, can Lux be used? Absolutely. Can Lux be used even as the mouthpiece? Absolutely, although he would raise several concerns about that with regards to the larger rebellion. Can he be used as a way to get you guys into the palace? Yes, absolutely, and that would work really, really well. But
speaking as a character, I mean, we don't necessarily have to have Lux make the pitch, hey, side with the Resistance to the Moff. Like we can do some sort of intermediate arrangement or hangout, like you're saying, I think. But Speaking as a player, Captain Kirk always led the away team. So I'm kind of okay with how things proceed.
Captain Kirk always led the, but Lux isn't Captain Kirk. He's an NPC. He's a guest star for one episode, for 2 episodes. He's not Captain Kirk. Like one of you guys are Captain Kirk.
Oh, heaven forbid.
Well,
in principle, we put important people in the line of fire routinely.
No, yes, absolutely. I'm not saying, and he's not, like I said, he's perfectly willing to slap on a helmet and go shoot somebody. He's not a problem with the line of fire. If he dies today, that's fine.
We're also fine with that.
Tactically, or rather, I shouldn't say tactically. Tactically, it's a fine move. Strategically, it's putting his face in front of the Moff is maybe an unnecessary risk, just from an intel point of view, which may be above you guys' pay grade, but Lux will still raise. He mostly just asked, like, how far do you want me to take this? Because I can get you into the castle or get you in the palace and let you do the talking.
If he can do that, that's fine.
It's just a question then of who does the talking. Saw volunteers.
I don't even know that Lux can get Saw into the palace.
Yeah, Lux probably couldn't get Saw into the palace.
Or that Saw would trust Lux to get him into the palace.
Saw just volunteers to talk privately with the Moff. That's all. The rest of it's not. Yeah, from an actual tactical point of view, that's impossible or not. It's way more challenging if you're trying to get Saw in there.
I'm almost on board with Saw talk to the Moff, if only to say, yeah, okay, so you'll be working on an operation with Lux Bonteri. That's really good.
Just watch his eyes bug out and try to do the math on that.
But then he might take it out on the Moff, and we really don't want that to happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, tell the Moff that, have Saw Gerrera walk in and say, I need you to work with Lux Bonteri, and just watch the Moff die of a stroke. I mean, really, not even a shot has to be fired at that point. A few other things worth noting. I mean, this is more like meta level stuff, but Alir is probably most effective. Her best, platform from which to operate for whatever you guys have coming up is the palace. If you can get her in there and get her ensconced somewhere in a janitorial closet with a Cat 5 connection,
data jack.
Yeah, with a data jack, yeah. She's gonna be
Rockstar?
most dangerous in that position. she can get, I mean, she can get access because of the stuff that she did a couple sessions ago. She can get access from pretty much anywhere and get in there and piggyback from there, but it is going to be one tier removed and can theoretically be shut down more easily than by simply like, you know, just shutting down the palace's connection to everything else. If she's inside, that gets a lot harder because you'd have to pull it. Let me think about this for a second. Bill, in the first season of Rebels, does Tarkin show up?
I want to say I saw something of him near the end.
Yeah, like he shows up and is like scary tactical guy for like the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, he comes in. He's like, "You guys have screwed up. I'm going to do this right," and like instantly, like within half of the episode, he's got results.
Yes, absolutely. So I can say this without it being too big of a spoiler. So you know, unless they pull a Tarkin and basically shut down the entire Imperial communications network in order to stop the hacking, it's going to be really hard to cut the palace out of that because it's basically been constructed as the hub of the Imperial communications network on the planet. So unless they pull a Tarkin, and frankly, unless you're Tarkin, you haven't prepared for that eventuality. So you're not. I mean, you're much more hampered than you would be otherwise. So there is that. I mean, that getting in to talk to the Moff is not the only benefit that you get from getting into the palace.
So just as a, like, simplest plan, like no details, anything.
Mm-hmm.
So far, steps are infiltrate palace,
Yes.
corner Moff,
Yes.
offer, make offer, deal with fallout of that, go
And throw a Lear in a
get,
water closet somewhere with a Cat 5 jack.
well, that's part of the deal with that, fallout of that.
Deal with fallout, yeah.
Yeah.
Plan B is actually kidnap them off and put them in the camp that we intend to hit. But yeah, that's
Well,
plan
yeah,
A.
I mean, that's deal with fallout.
That's deal with fallout, yes. Regardless.
Yeah, I
of,
was about to say it plan past deal with fallout, but at least not detail wise.
I love that you're.
However,
you're basically writing this as a Lisp script. I just love it.
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So,
that's
and then what do we do after that as far as the base or the camp?
So the two possibilities there would be Moff.
Isn't
The two possibilities there, as I see it, would be Moff says no, right? And you ensconce him, you stick him somewhere, and Alir raises hell throughout the Imperial network while your small band of plucky upstarts raids the base. Or Moff says yes, and he takes his hand-picked group of personal guards and so forth, has them help Alir raises hell, and your group of plucky upstarts and rebel Imperial troops storm the base.
okay.
It's not really a branch at that point. It's just a matter of whether or not you've got the resources for it. Also, you could recruit the Beast Riders. I don't know that the villagers would necessarily be a lot of help, but they might be. I mean, it's more firepower if nothing else.
I mean, my whole plan and all, or my whole thing in this is get past the planning stage, actually get to the doing stage.
Right. No, absolutely. Yep. I'm just a question of you've got Ganna reaching out to the Beast Riders is within bounds because she's, you guys have established a connection with them. Actually, Hesmit could even talk to the Beast Riders because he was the one that was doing arms training with them way back.
We definitely want them because they are our best source of air superiority for this op.
Right. The fact that you've got a lot of Imperial Stormtrooper armor is great because regardless, I think no matter what happens, you kind of want the Imperials to think that the Moff's troops are the ones doing this. So that's regardless of that. I mean, the Beast Riders coming in there just means that the Moff worked out some sort of deal. He cut some sort of deal with the planetary forces and that sort of thing. Regardless of what, he's burned no matter what happens. So you have a huge leverage chip against him, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to do this and be blamed for it, or you're not going to do this and still be blamed for it. So
Yep.
do you want help off the planet, or do you want to be hung?
All right. So we get into the palace, probably dressed up in stormtrooper armor.
Yeah, an escort for
Escorting
Lux-
the senator.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I like it.
After all, he did just get jumped on the street. He clearly needs more security.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been missing. So honestly, whatever you guys do has been is likely to be, sort of the we found him and brought him back kind of thing.
Yeah, this small detachment, which is not on the official records, went and located him and brought him back, and he needs to talk to the Moff about beefing up security on planet.
Blah blah blah. Exactly. Okay. So, la la la. We have luck. So I'll just run down the list here. Where's Ganna going to be in all this? Is she going into the palace? Is she going to...
She's going in the palace.
Okay. Hesmit.
She already has a set of stormtrooper armor.
Yeah, she does. Hesmit. Are you going to go into the palace? Or are you going to reach out to like the Beast Riders and do that bit, or what?
Okay, so the best question is, we all know what Hesmit does. Where is his best? Where is his skills best put to use?
Violence.
Bill.
But this isn't exactly violence at this point in time, so I'm not sure.
It is if we have to escape the palace.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
I would kind of like to have him along personally.
All right.
Okay, that's all I need.
I'm assuming I'm external air support of some sort.
Well, I mean, you could also. I'm trying to compress this a little bit by having somebody go and talk to the Beast Riders, and Alir doesn't immediately jump to mind for that. So I'm just trying to figure out where that can happen.
Well, if I'm air support, I can fly there and.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Do that and.
That'll be the complication when we have to, do our run and gun escape. Is she has to fly all the way to get us.
Well, yeah, it's like just stay busy.
I'll be closer.
Keep him busy in the city. I'll be there in
Don't get in trouble so quickly.
20 minutes tops. 20 minutes.
Don't work so hard at getting in trouble.
It's us. What do you expect?
What can I say?
Huh. I mean, I'm tempted to do the smash and grab thing to get into the palace, but that's probably not the best idea since you have Lux handy.
Yeah.
That seems... Okay, so we've got Lux. I'm just looking at people's moves so I can see what makes sense.
I believe this would probably be like an act under pressure because...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing if anybody has anything specific that might make...
That might give you joy.
Well, it might make some kind of sense or anything like that. Dave, do you paint up your droid or what do you do?
To
Yeah.
make it look to make it look Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just throw a white coat of paint on it.
White coat of paint, black head, little red piping.
Some flames down the side because that's what all the cool kids have on their droids.
No.
Makes it go fast.
Makes it go fast.
Exactly.
Makes it go fast. Akana. Actually, I have a thing for Akana to do that. You have two things to do.
Not
because
worried.
You're going to need some more ships to get all these people off the planet.
Yeah, I actually was thinking about that last week.
Yeah. Which probably means talking to your extended family.
Ooh. Can I just steal them?
I mean, the sky. Well, it's awfully
From
slow
your
work.
extended family.
That's awfully slow work to steal one at a time. I mean,
From the Moff.
It really depends on whether or not the Moff's in. Because the thing is, you don't have. I mean, some of you guys can pilot. Like, I sort of want to air quote that,
Right.
but I mean,
I read it in a book somewhere.
yeah.
Well, actually, you know what? We just actually, it's not asking a favor of the family so much, because we're actually warning them about the fact that all hell's going to break loose on the planet shortly, and they should leave, and they
Like-
should take some people with them.
You want us to leave,
Oh,
but you want
crap.
us to put people on there that are going to get a shot at.
Yeah.
They might need a little bit more than that. We'll see how that goes. Do you want to talk to them first, or do you want to?
How much money does my friend with the big bump on the back of his head have to help grease the wheels on this?
Lux? I mean, I think I think this is the sort of situation.
Spitballing.
I mean, if I was going to say my experience with your people, and please don't allow me to speak out of turn, is that they may find more value in a continuing financial arrangement rather than a simple lump sum of credits.
True.
You know, if they're
Like I said, I mean, if we're telling them they need to leave here, the question is, you know, what are we offering on the other side to encourage them to
are they interested in
bring
a?
these people someplace?
Would they be interested in a arrangement that involved carrying goods and services for an undisclosed series of patrons spread throughout the galaxy, not associated with the Empire, rather specifically not associated with the Empire? Because I think that I could authorize you to make that sort of arrangement on the behalf of certain interested parties, if that would get them motivated. If you think that you're the expert, would that motivate them?
It depends on the risk reward equation involved there. Let me think about what the best angle is on
I
that.
think that comes and goes. Yeah, you ponder that. All right. So Lux is going in. You guys are all covering. I can't roll for Lux, so we need to figure out how that cover is going to go. Do you want to bring him in injured? And you hear Lux sort of mutter under his breath, "Please, not again."
Not that it would take much.
He seems to be suffering from a concussion of some sort.
Again. So, I mean, you could sort of carry him in.
Or, you know, we could arrange for it to be something like, you know, we can actually make Lux be somewhat heroic and have escaped his captors, and, you know, we're the people that he convinced to you know, help him return to the city. And
yeah, but you're probably not going to get very far into the palace. You might be brought into the palace, but you're not going to get very far in the palace if you're not wearing like Imperial duds. So we're talking Ganna, backup, Alir.
well, I'm just saying how we could bring him in and he's not conscious, and he doesn't have to be unconscious.
Oh, right. No, yeah, I mean, he could have just somewhat, you know, we're bringing him back. I'm just trying to think of like something that would keep him from, I mean, really, backup's the person who should be talking to these guys.
Well, all I know is it's not me.
Yes, that is absolutely true, because you won't be there. So
I can try to convince him that the Moff, that he should try to join the rebellion.
The Moff's not the initial problem. It's bringing him back into the castle. So you've got. Well, you guys have to come in on speeder bikes because you really don't have another good vehicle to use. So basically, it's Lux and the four of you coming in on speeder bikes, like in through the front gates, and, you know, inform the palace that we're coming in, that sort of thing. Anything else occur to you, that kind of thing? Because functionally, you'll just have backup act as the sort of the squad captain or something like that, and bluff your way into the city and then the palace. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Backup's not concerned about this. He's got a cool of 3. He's fine. Yeah, sure, whatever. I can act like I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
I've been acting like I know what I'm doing all this time.
Yeah. No one's
What
figured it out
about
yet.
shoot, lost his name. our bot from the
security bot.
Oh,
Tour.
You could have him come with. It would certainly. It would be a little bit weird because he's not like a current issue Imperial drone. He's like he was bought from that junk, from that dealer and was like reprogrammed kind of thing. He's Clone War era stuff, so he would raise more questions than he would assuage any particular doubts. He can be ready for the assault. He's perfectly happy to be ready for the assault. He requires a weapon, but other than that, he's ready to go. But to bring him into the city and have him be along with the stormtroopers would be weird. Probably. Okay. Maybe, somewhat weird. It would draw attention. If there's any Imperials around who are loyal to the Admiral, it would raise questions. It would not raise questions with the guys who are loyal to the Moff.
They might even know him from previous duties at the base.
Right, which would still be kind of weird for them to be with Lux. I think it's probably overcomplicating things to have him along.
Okay.
I only mentioned to bring along the other droid because I just want to know how that was going to happen because it's handy for Dave to have him around.
Yep.
Right, and I think we just need to make sure that we don't forget him as a resource.
Yes. No, absolutely. All right. So you get up to the getting into the city is no problem. Not really. Actually, I take that back. Well, because we got with all the weird stuff that's been happening in the city, it's sort of under martial law. Effectively, it's under martial law. So coming up to the gate is probably going to be your first checkpoint. So the stormtroopers are there. You guys kind of come coasting up on speeder bikes. Lux there in the middle. He's effectively looking groggy. Please let me act it out. You don't need to shoot and or hit me. I'll be fine. I swear.
So he's not an inheritor of the method then.
One more, no, not big.
That's your problem, Lux. You never believed in the craft.
One more question. God, I need to watch that movie again. I haven't seen it in way too long. One more question, just whether or not Hesmit is along here. Is anybody staying with Saw while all this is happening?
Maybe that's who we have 2 hours stay with.
Yeah.
What, we can't just leave them for the jungle chameleons?
Well, no, because so basically what you're doing at this point in time is like we're going to run into the city and take care of this, and we'll be back. And the resistance troops that are now rebellion troops that are still there are basically being left in the jungle alone with Saw.
Oh.
So I'm not saying anything bad's going to happen for that, but I am saying that there are some dice rolls that are about to happen that could make bad things happen from that.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
I just question if you want to leave Hesmit or somebody else like sort of hanging out with Saw just to kind of keep things on the up and up.
I feel like Hesmit is a bad plan.
Honestly, I feel like Hesmit is the only one who's built up. Well, that's not true. Not the only one, but I think Hesmit has actually built up a pretty strong resistance to Saw.
I was about to say, I will do it. However, Joyce, you must promise me this.
Yes, what's that?
I need to get into a fist fight with Saw at some point.
I think I can. If it really kind of depends on what everybody rolls in the palace, but I think I can almost guarantee that if people roll badly, that Saw will. Now, at the same time, I got to remind you that you're under a lot of stress, and you may blow the first couple of rolls pretty bad.
I mean, as a player, I almost feel that it'd be funnier if we just went along and thought, 2 hours watching Saw would be fun.
I personally also like the idea of you guys leaving Hesmit and making it really clear that you're leaving Hesmit because you just flat out don't trust Saw.
That's also fair.
Yeah,
I didn't want to have Hesmit feel left out of what's going on here, but like if Saw is likely to make his move, then Hesmit will have something to do.
I was about to say.
Yeah, I think Ganna would probably agree with that.
I think as long as Hesmit, or I'm going to say actually, as long as Mike gets to roll dice in violence, I think he's going to be pretty happy. But I could have misread the situation. Mike, speak up. You can go either way. I don't care.
No. As soon as I heard, no, you'll probably get into a fight with Saw. I was like, okay, we're doing this. That's the plan.
That's awesome.
No.
Yeah,
We can.
that's
we
like,
can-
oh, you mean I get to steal another plane? Sure.
Sure. What? Something.
Yeah, no. I can do mid combat exposition.
All right. Is this backup? Is this your role to like be where you need to be for violence when violence?
That was Moth of the Flame roll, yeah. So I'm holding one.
Holding one to be where you need to be. That's good. Because when things get chaotic, it's just crazy where you can just show up where you're unexpected. Why don't? So you come up to the gate and you roll up there, and Lux kind of weakly raises a hand and hello, Captain, wonderful, and he kind of motions weakly in your general direction. Backup's like, please, talk to these people, kind of thing, and sort of slumps over his handlebars a little bit.
All right. I'll step forward and give an entirely fictitious report, which is something I had a long career experience doing anyway.
Right.
Like, tell the brass all their intel was good. Everything worked fine.
Very straightforwardly, flat, deadpan delivery of a little bit of dumb luck, a lot of sheer heroics that led to this ultimate success, none of which has anything to do with the complete shit show that actually led to almost accidentally to your victory. Or that's not today, but that's just how, that's where your experience comes from.
Yep.
I love it. Remind me sometime to tell you about my grandfather in World War II doing fishing with some leftover hand grenades after peace was declared, and the under tarp for a medical tent that they turned into a net by shooting holes in it with an automatic weapon.
Nice.
Yeah,
I would love to hear that.
yeah, it's a good story. It's a really good story. Fresh fish, because there weren't any of them actually dead; they were just stunned. Anyway, all right.
Hydrostatic shock will do it. We used to do similar things in the river with, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dynamite.
Yeah. There was also the bit where he had to escort all of the enlisted men into Paris because he was the youngest. He was the lowest ranked married officer, so he drew the short straw. None of the other married guys wanted to go in there, so they sent him because he was the lowest. So he had to ride herd on like 25 single enlisted men after the war in Paris.
It's like taking a group of kindergartners to Disneyland.
Yeah, and making sure they all have condoms. So, yeah. You would talk about the nurse mothering you never wanted to have to give to your squad. Anyway, all right. Sorry about that slight tangent, but good stuff. I have a recording
of that until it goes from the speech to the inspection.
I have a recording of that story. Actually, he was giving it. He told that story to a public broadcasting radio interviewer.
Nice.
About 10 years ago. It's very, very good. Anyway, all right. So he comes out to give the thing. Do me a favor and act under pressure, please. Rolling cool. See where we're at. Oh.
Hey, you know what? I'm spending luck on this.
Yay!
Are you? Because okay.
Yes, I am.
All right. You spend luck on that.
Because I do not like seeing plans go to shit on the first dice roll just because 2d6 sucks.
Oh, that's too bad because I was going to have Saw make the jump right then. Go.
No.
Oh.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. All right. So
There's plenty of chameleons in the jungle.
So you're giving your spiel, and as you're giving the spiel, you're sort of behind the helmet there, doing the tracking on the insignia and stuff on this guy. And this guy is not local. He's definitely the Imperial, like stormtrooper forces. And he's not. Somebody is talking in his helmet and giving him some extra information or something. Something is definitely like, this is a completely believable thing because it's just so boring and stupid. There's no reason for him not to buy it, but his buy language and everybody else's buy language clearly isn't. Tell me about what lucky frickin' thing happens that makes him buy it or interrupts the whole thing or what? Or somebody else can and say, this is when my timed... This is the kind of movie where you do like the future retcon thing where it's like, and then we find out that Alir had laid a timed, a timed release
Communications outage.
Yeah, a timed
I
release
was pretty much
communication.
going in that direction.
Yeah.
Like there's I forget what it is, but there was some TV show or some movie where somebody's checking the records. It's like the school system. Here's a new student. Hackers. That's what it was. And it's like, well, you're not on the list. Well, check again. Oh, you're on the list. So
Yeah.
right at this moment is when Alir's hacking is kicked in, and the voices on the intercom are like, "Oh yeah, that actually checks out."
We didn't get any notification that Lux was even coming. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, the commas they
got
just
stuck in the spam filter.
The email just came through.
Because Imperial technology and infrastructure is so reliable.
Right. So
I assume this is the norm for them, basically.
And you hear on the local comms inside the helmet, Alir's like, okay, I think we got to the city a little bit sooner than I thought we would. I wanted to time it right. Sorry, jeez.
The doors, Mr. Scott. I'm working on it.
So he waves you through. Move along, and gets you forward to the palace. Okay. So when you get to the palace, you're ushered in quite quickly, without any real fanfare and not much security. I mean, Lux is coming, that kind of thing. But everybody's shuttling you guys off to. Well, what they're attempting is for you guys to be left at the door, essentially, with all the rest of them, and they're going to escort him to medical or to his room, which is exactly where you guys don't need to go, because it means you're stationary and he's not going the right direction. Now, Lux getting separated from you is fine after a point, because you don't necessarily want the Moff to see him, but you need to get in further than this. So, what kind of... You need a story here to kind of...
He has a radiation leak. Very dangerous.
No. God, no. Oh, my God.
The intelligence that Lux gathered is time sensitive and cannot wait. He needs to speak to the Moff now.
What? Are you serious?
That's all right. I can do it. Don't worry about me. We gotta go see the Moth.
The stormtrooper's not really buying it. Hey, Ganna.
You are being so brave.
Hey, Ganna.
Senator Lux. Yes.
A number of bootleg holovids inform you that the Force has a great influence on the weak-minded.
And what could possibly go wrong?
Dark side point.
You just kind of...
Guard, this is the senator you're looking for.
No, he needs to speak to the Moff.
He needs to speak to the Moff right now.
So, you want to do that?
Sure.
Right. So
I will roll on.
Well, you need
Try
to
waving your other hand.
You need to use the... Was it use the Force first to get your points together?
Call the Force?
Yeah, call on the Force.
Which would be deep. Which is where I actually ended up putting my point.
It's funny to me, really, that people haven't been consistently. People have not been picking up new moves very much. It's been a lot more aimed at stats and that sort of thing. Anyway,
I picked up a new move.
Did you? Oh, did you pick up the? Oh, you're.
No, I have. Well, that's fun.
Can you hear me clapping?
Oh. XP.
Yeah. Bill doesn't get any XP. Or backup does.
No, that's fine.
Ganna. Okay, so you rolled a 2 on deep. Wow. Snake eye or Snoke eyes? Can we call it Snoke eyes? No, deep 2. You didn't roll a 2. You rolled it.
I have a deep 2. I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4.
Rolled a 4 and I had 2 on deep.
All right. So you got So you can still succeed. If I remember right. How did I write this? Where's the call on the Force thing? Call on the Force. When you call on the Force, roll deep. 10 plus, hold 3 Force points on a 7 and 9. hold 1. On a missed choose, you're either too distracted or unsettled to concentrate right now. Or you act out of anger, frustration, fear, hubris, etc. If so, hold 3 force points, and the GM holds 1 dark side point to be used immediately or banked for later. You can always.
I think I've got to definitely take the force points there.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, I really do.
Okay.
I got this.
Okay. So I'll have to. I need to remember to. I got to pull up the little book here so I can see what all the things go. Okay. So you got your force points, and then you need to calling on the force, and then there's a.
So
when you do something,
the force sensitive?
No, it's still under call on the force a little bit further down. When you do something new or interesting with the force, tell the GM what you're hoping to accomplish. See, for you, everything other than sensing is new and unusual because you're not fully trained.
Right.
Sensing is just you can.
So I'm going to make another roll, spending one of the 3 points I just gathered.
Correct. It may or may not. Okay, there we go. All right. So, but I want to talk about this dark side. So when it says when you decide to just take the points, you're acting out of You're acting out of frustration, anger, fear, etc.
Fear.
I kind of like hubris.
Hubris.
Like I said, I got this.
Sheer arrogance. See, it starts out hubris. It ends up arrogance. So what does that look like? So you come up and you're like waving the hand, and he's like, no, he really needs to see the center. It's like, get back, private. You know, what are you waving your can't you control your troops?
This senator must go to the Moff.
But what's going on kind of in your head when you because you got to dig in deeper, you got to go harder on this guy. I mean, is it just a panicked adrenaline rush and you just really just bore into his head, or what's this look like?
I'm kind of ticked off because in the vids it all looks very simple, and so I'm angry that he's not listening to me.
Okay.
Or that I'm getting it wrong or something.
So you're angry at him or angry at you?
Yes.
What an interesting question. All right, all right, so all right, I just want to look back down here and see if there's anything I can do with you. Dark side points right away.
Dark side point. Doesn't she have some left over from before?
She's got 1, and now she has 2. But I'm really kind of saving up.
For a more dramatic moment.
Well, okay, so
You want her to go all Anakin.
with what? Okay, accepting. Okay, wait. How corruption works? Oh, I got to corrupt it. I need 5 to corrupt an accurate. But with 5, I can do something like change canny to fearful. Like it's not.
With 5, you get egg roll.
It's not canny anymore. You're not cool anymore. You're arrogant. You're not deep anymore. You're twisted. You're not rugged anymore. You're aggressive. You're not suave anymore. You're treacherous. You know, like I actually changed the way your character is actually sort of defined to the universe. But that's for 5 points. With just 1 more dark side point, change an XP earning goal on the character sheet. That's tasty to me. And I would like that. Anything before that is just like doom-filled dreams that prevent wound recovery and stuff like that. I'm gonna say,
that's too long term.
I'm going to save my points. Okay, so you really kind of get this when you're boring in there, and you actually hear through his local mic kind of a choking sound. And you realize
threw up a little in his throat.
You're exerting a little bit too much literal force. And you back up. You do kind of drive in, and you like really kind of feel yourself boring into his mind a little bit and say he needs to talk to the Moff now. And the guy's like, he needs to talk to the senator Senator, now he needs to talk to the senator now. He needs to talk to the senator now. Go. He needs to talk to the senator now. He kind of keeps muttering it under his breath.
Right.
And continues.
You broke him, Dave.
I broke the stormtrooper.
Just a little bit.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh, come on. Let's be real. Are any of us going to feel bad that we broke the stormtrooper?
It's a little bit weird though, because everyone's just kind of looking at him and then sort of looking at you as you guys are walking away across the antechamber there, and he needs to. And the guy and the commander like sees the captain kind of sees them looking at him. And he's like, he looks at them and looks at you. He needs to talk to the senator now. He looks at the other guy. He needs to talk to the senator now. He needs to talk to the senator or the Moff now. He needs to talk to the Moff now. Okay, sir. That's yeah. Go back to your stations. He needs to talk to the Moff now.
Nice.
You just gave him force Tourette's. Let's see how long that lasts. That's going to raise suspicion, so you're probably going to want to keep moving pretty quick.
He said, "Now, soldiers.
Yes,
good soldiers follow orders."
Okay, I'm coming. Just don't hurry me along. And then Alair kind of mutters to Lex, "You're not actually hurt." Oh, right. I can move right along just fine. Sorry. It's really into my role. Okay, so going into he was too busy acting like he was still. Anyway.
Serious about the craft.
I didn't know she was a. He says to as the Lears are nudging along, he kind of leans over and he's like, "I didn't know she was a Jedi." Lux says to Alair. Any response?
Alair?
Just creative. Persuasive.
So it's not Catherine hesitating; it's Alair hesitating. I didn't know. I wasn't informed that there were any Jedi in your team. She's
not a Jedi.
She's
persuasive.
I've seen Jedi. I'm very familiar with what Jedi are capable of. That's
Do you
not
really
persuasive.
want to say that now?
No, he clearly does not buy what Alair is selling at this point. Alair, are you kind of peeling off from this procession to find a place to? Actually, Lux can take you back to the guest suites, and it's in the same sort of wing as the. Well, actually, if you're all kind of still going to the same place, but in the same wing as the Moff, he could take you in there. Actually, that's also where the Moff's wife's chambers are. You might be able to even go in there and say, "Hey, we're going to need your terminal. Don't move."
And not likely for people to barge into.
Well, Lux's.
Yeah, well, since we got rid of the boyfriend.
Lux's chambers are going to be pretty secure for that too. Also, so you could probably just tuck in there if you want.
Is there any chance that
not if things go wrong with the Moff?
Under suspicion after the whole trick Ganna pulled?
Actually, he may be just sort of under suspicion anyway, because remember his big lizard bodyguard was, according to Lux, sort of sent to watch him as much as anything else.
How'd that work for him?
I also don't really want to be in his room in case it's
bugged.
Tapped. Okay. So I'll go in the wife's room.
Okay.
I'm sure there are wiretaps into the senator's
microwaves.
Room.
Yeah. Oh, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Now, the funny story about that though, and this is actually the annoying thing about that is that's actually a thing, because you can if you get a hold of them, if you get a hold of the stuff before a microwave before it's distributed, you can actually put a half-second delay on the cooker. The microwave, either at the start or at the end, because it actually operates at the same frequency at 2.4 gigahertz or megahertz. Sorry. So if you say start and you have it wait for just a second, you can fire off a burst transmission right there at the beginning to broadcast out data, and no one will notice because it looks like the start of the cook cycle. It's actually a thing. It's just that when we heard about it in the news, it had been filtered through somebody who didn't really understand the tech when they said what they said. So
I don't know. I love the treatment that Colbert did of it, of
Yes.
sticking his camera from inside a microwave, and
yeah, let's see how that works. All right. Anyway,
we
it's
need
more-
a bigger microwave.
It's more that it's really useful as camouflage for broadcasting data, not so much that it makes a particularly good.
It's not tapping. It's actually a delivery system.
It's a good camouflage for the broadcast.
Anyway.
Anyway, I did not know that. I found out that later, reading on stuff. Anyway, so we'll get back to you splitting off. We'll get to you guys doing the thing. I'm going to get to Hesmit in just a second, and Akana is going to go visit her family. Ish. Yes.
Well, don't I have to go talk to some flyers first?
Well, I don't
on my
know.
way in?
Which one do you want to do first, your family or the flyers? Want to
No,
say the thing.
No, I think we need to go to the family first.
Okay.
I'm going to go on under the premise of picking up and paying for the stuff I bought in the market.
Right. Picking up like
My present.
would have been really something. You got a thing there for backup and all kinds of stuff.
I do.
You do. So go in there and you need to talk to the matriarch.
Yeah, I was going to say I need to talk to the grandmama.
Conversely, Akana has not been putting a lot of points into stats. Doesn't look like she's been spreading it around. No low numbers.
Yeah, you know me. Too well.
Okay, so
so a couple of things. So definitely, you're gonna laugh at me, but I'm going to be picking up some flowers on my way to the familial enclave.
Spacefaring race can always appreciate that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Since it's rare. All right, so you're buttering her up. Coming in there.
Right.
The kid who was sort of like spying for you a little bit and then sort of following, shattering around is sort of the one who meets you when you go there. And, like, tell Grandmama I need to speak to her. And he sees you and he sees the flowers and he kind of winks at you and grins and runs off.
Did he see the whole thing with the kidnapping? Or did I get him out of there before then? I got him out.
He was out of there before then. You sent him back to the enclave with, I think, some of the stuff that you bought, and I gave
him a job that didn't involve being where I was.
Yeah, when you started to follow Lux, that was when you got him out of there because you didn't figure that was going to go well. And hey, guess what? You were right.
Didn't.
It didn't. All right, so right. Why don't we, so she comes in, actually, so she reminds me, sort of the grandmotherly character in the Matrix who takes care of all the kids.
It's been too long since I saw that. Do you remember that?
She's kind of, that was a while back.
I'm kind of picturing the grandmother of the Headman's enclave when we were in Africa, who asked if how we felt about Catherine marrying her grandson. Oh, she was amazing.
Always ready to set up a deal.
There was cattle involved.
Nice.
No, actually, she was kind of fascinating because she was very interested in sort of the kind of the racial relations side of things. How did we feel about sitting down with a bunch of black women and we're like, we're in Africa? But it was great because since we had multiple generations of kids there, and it's of course a multi-generational enclave, I think it prompted some good discussion. But
that's fun.
anyways, that's who I kind of picture as
so she doesn't
the other end of this.
She doesn't bustle anywhere, but she doesn't move like, she doesn't come marching in by any stretch of the imagination. She comes in, like
she has grandkids to bustle.
She comes in like a grandma, but also she comes in like a matriarch. She, truly like that. And she comes over and sits down and acts pleasantly and completely surprised that you brought her a gift. She practically pets them. Well, these are lovely. Get them into, it's water, right? And she kind of winks a little bit and holds them out, and somebody immediately sweeps by and takes those and
Nice.
takes them out of the way. So we got a few packages for you, but I'm pretty sure you didn't call me down here because you wanted me to be you
Delivery
wanted,
boy?
Yeah, you didn't want me. I'm pretty sure you didn't want me to sign a clipboard. So what do you need, Akana?
Oh, direct is always grandmama. Generic term for any female elder of the family. They're all grandma.
Sure.
I have an opportunity for the family here that can be very lucrative, and also
I like all of these words so far.
I'm pausing here to decide whether it's the carrot or the stick that comes first.
Well, the warning shows concern for the family.
Right. I am afraid that some of the activities or people that I've been involved with are going to bring danger to the planet. And I would very much
the
yes.
entire planet. You have
I have interesting friends, yes.
I was going to say reckless niece, but interesting is also true.
As you know, things are escalating with the Empire. What you may not know is that there's an untenable situation between the Moff and the Admiral. What's his?
Yeah, Admiral. Yeah.
Admiral. This situation is shortly to be exploited. The result of which is that the Empire will undoubtedly look unfavorably upon the planet.
So we should be gone before this happens, yes?
That is my first reason for coming to you. But as you know, it is always better to have more than one reason for doing business.
Well, I appreciate the warning, but I haven't heard the business. Please say more.
One is a short-term business proposition, and the other is a long-term. There are people that are going to need to leave the planet also, that are not most of them are not of the planet. They are aliens here, like ourselves, that are being held captive by the Empire. We will be removing them from that terrible situation.
And
obviously.
And you want
Go ahead.
our cousins to drive the escape ship?
Not necessarily. This is not going to be that type of battle. But we are going to need to move people off of planet. And the family's going to need to leave the planet. I am hoping to bring those two together. The opportunity and the very large opportunity for the family is in extended warmth and contracts for the movement of goods and services at a fairly high level. For
with your friends, with your new friends.
Well, I would say that it would be the financiers of my friends. So, as you know, My friends have so much money. They are not of a level that's going to be interesting you and the family. What they are offering is some very lucrative contracts for the family in exchange for this favor.
And she continues to sort of make these noises and tap her temple and her chin and stroke her lips and sort of think. And
okay, what's the sweetening of the pot I have? Is that what she's looking? Or is she just actually pondering?
That's not this. She's honestly pondering. I'm going to have you roll though, so I know what she actually decides to do though. So you need to roll. You need to roll cool, and you might want to remember that you've got luck floating around too, because we'll see how that goes.
Okay, hang on. Let me get back to the right tab.
Right.
Shoot. What did I do here?
You want to go to the one that looks like a newspaper.
You have not seen my tabs.
Oh, the actual. Sorry, I meant the tabs. I meant the tabs inside Roll20. No, I have seen your tabs, and I know. Do you need me to come back to you? I could do a different scene.
No, I'm there now.
All right.
That doesn't look right.
It adds up to 4, but
no, it does. Wait, no, that's not right. 1 minus 1 1 1. That can't be right.
2 1 minus 1 1 1. Your canny is a 2.
Oh, I didn't scroll all the way up.
Yeah. No. Your
okay.
Yeah, it does. I will admit that looks weird to me, but the default is a 3. You've raised 1.
Well, we can deal with that later. We can live with what we've lived.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like you're missing a advance somewhere, but I'm not sure where or what.
Okay. Well, we'll just deal with what we have and then go from there.
Yep. All right. Off we go.
Cool, you said, or candy?
Yep.
Cool.
Roll your cool. Yeah, roll your cool, and if nothing else, you've got a luck thing there to go. Oh my God, the 6s. So many 6s. It's all right. It's all right. Hang on for just a second. Hesmit's just sitting here going, one of you guys just accept the 6 so I can start punching somebody.
No. I can wait my turn.
Oh yeah? You can just wait?
I can wait my turn.
He can wait for his own 6.
Yeah.
His own 6.
Oh, and by the way, I'm just checking my own thing.
Uh-huh.
One of those stats started out as 0.
Yeah, I mean,
so
they all add up. The stats all add up to 3 initially, and then hers adds up to a 4. But I thought she had another. She might have only had the 1 advance though. It all depends. That's not what I want. It's not the document I'm looking for.
I just don't remember them being so flat, but I could
and I don't necessarily remember either. Whoops.
Anyway,
let me look and see what we got here. Okay. She says, you are very good at this. You're very good, Akana. You are a real asset, I think, to your new friends. You are a real asset, perhaps unappreciated with your family. I would appreciate a contract with your new friends. I would appreciate many contracts with your new friends, and I could even see my way I have no great love for local Onderonians, but if there are aliens, as you say, on this planet that need to get away from this empire, I could see my way to helping them. I think that would be a noble thing to do, although we are not, many would say, noble people. But I think this is not enough. So I would propose, I would like to offer you a deal.
Certainly.
That would be a great benefit, I think, to you. As you say, future profits and profitability. I will do all of these things that you ask. And in return, you will join this family and become my first daughter. Because apparently she doesn't have one.
Interesting.
And you will do that, and you will do that as we leave the planet. So you will be able to negotiate with this deal with your friends as you leave them and join your family. That is my offer to you. I have, let's just say, sweetened things, perhaps not. But that is my offer. And I'm gonna actually wait.
No, go ahead. It's ironic because it's not like my family appreciates me, so being offered to be a daughter is actually
hugely
a positive thing. But she would know that.
Hugely tempting. Yes. So yeah, that's her deal. I will absolutely do this for you if you leave the rebellion and join the family as my heir. I'll let you think. I'll let you think on that. So just to back up just a second. Would it have made sense? Okay, since Hesmit is back with Saw, and you guys are out there, and you're sort of twiddling your thumbs, would it make sense for Hesmit and Saw to go talk to the Beast Riders? Just so that they're doing something?
That would be amusing. I like that.
Well, they know Hesmit. I don't think it's actually that. I mean, it's not that ridiculous. They actually know Hesmit is like the guy who knows how to make all the shit explode. They respect that.
It's what do you do with the rest of the support? They say there is it just Saul and Hesmit.
Saw and Hesmit and maybe a couple other guys or whatever. They just bivouac and hang out.
I like that.
All right, is that okay with you, Hesmit?
There's still a fight in there somewhere.
Don't worry, they're still going to be punching.
Okay.
As long as they're still, I don't care what we do, as long as they're still punching.
And punching of Saul, to be exact.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I mean that's my preference right there, but I'll take what I can get.
He's got some like surrogate dad issues here that he really needs to work through. Give me just a second.
Can't punch the ones you love the ones you punch.
Yeah, something like that. Give me just a second. I need to go grab a soda, and I need to open up a window because holy crap, it's hot in here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I think a small break might be in order.
All right, quick break, and we'll be back. And we're back. Well, this time. That's nice. There's a lot of stormtroopers.
That's a lot of trooper.
A lot of trooper. Okay, so Mike, since you're back, I'm going to get going. You good?
Yeah, it could be good.
All right. So you guys are going through. You were giving like at least a couple times you've been out to visit the actual like sort of Beast Rider camp. Hopefully they have it's somewhat migratory, so they don't necessarily stay in the same place all the time. You're hoping they're kind of out there. You and Saw don't really say very much while you're traveling out there. It's like basically you guys in one like speeder car, and like what was it two extra guys that come along on speeder bikes just in case, and everybody else sort of stays back. Not a lot of talking. You got
Just
the
like
idea.
every family road trip ever.
Saw well, there's good, and Saw's probably nursing a blaster hangover, just like every other family road trip ever.
Just like every family road trip.
Don't make me pull this speeder over.
Yeah. You get out there and you notice about 2 or 3 clicks away from the camp that you're being shadowed, literally shadowed by a beast like Shadow. And you look up, and you can kind of see they're sort of paralleling you above the trees. So yeah, pretty good odds they're still at the camp. But they haven't dropped anything on you, whether it be rocks or the improvised explosive that you taught them how to use the last time you were out here, which is good, basically. So you guys pull in, and like Saw kind of looks at you and sort of motions like, okay, you're up, do your thing. Not the chief of the tribe, but sort of like the main hunter lands and comes over and gives you that like forearm gripping kind of handshake that they tend to do. Hesmit, it is good to see you, although unexpected. Much uproar in the civilized parts.
And I'm just gonna be like, yep, it's like that. And yeah.
I assume the uproar is related to your visit.
And I'll be like, yep, let me tell you about it. And I'll tap him on the shoulder a couple of times and point off in the direction of the camp and be like, yeah, about 20 clicks that way, we got ourselves a camp we're going to go hit. We need your guys.
You want us to attack?
Yeah. Don't worry, we're getting more guys.
You want us to also attack?
Yes.
So how? I mean, we have the explosives that you taught us how to. We have a few rifles, but
don't worry.
We've seen this camp. We have seen this camp you speak of. There are towers with the blaster cannons, and the big walking robots are hidden there, and several other. I mean, what can we do? We are.
So here's what we need you to do. We're gonna there's gonna be a couple of places where we'll just have you drop some explosives. It'll cause all sorts of distraction. It'll be great. And then we also have a couple of people that we're gonna want you to drop into a few places on your birds.
All right. Can you give us any more blasters, any more weapons? I do not mind fighting these Imperials, but I prefer to fight them on even footing when possible.
Yes, probably.
This is kind of saw.
Yeah.
This is kind of saw over here.
Shut up, Saw. Anyway,
No, I can help with that if you want me to.
no, I really don't.
I'm
I'm telling you.
See, this will be the moment. It's like the negotiations. Could you just hang on for a second? I need to beat the crap out of this guy over here.
Yeah, and I'll just be like,
I've got a whole cache of weapons that we can bring in. Well, he's trying to talk over you while you're trying to talk over the other guy.
yeah. And I'll just tell him, like, we'll talk in a second. And then I'm going to go back over to Saw and just be like, man, what are you trying to do here?
I'm just trying to provide some equipment. I'm trying to get on the good side so I can get off of this doomed planet.
At what point have you ever tried to get on anyone's good side?
He's doing this kind of like open mouth, like he's kind of like about to say something. He's probably never that you've seen. It's been a long time, but right now you and your little group of, I thought when I loaned you to them that it was actually a loan. I thought you were going to actually keep an eye on that. I thought you were going to be loyal to the actual resistance. So you were actually going to be telling me what was going on. Keep an eye on these soft touches. Let me know.
Meddling kids.
Let me know what's going on. And you're just like them now. It's all like you're leaving the planet behind. You're making deals instead of shooting things. You're just what happened to you?
Because they're getting results. We lived out in the jungle for 6 months, and all we had to show for it was a couple of hundred dead troopers and a couple of dozen dead of our own. We've worked with these guys, and we're probably going to go save that entire camp in a couple of hours.
Yeah, we're probably, and then we're gonna run like little pie jacks with our tails between our legs right off the planet and leave everybody else here to be under the Imperial boot for the next 10, 20 years. Just like after and he's kind of sputters out a little bit at that point because he realized that, just like after the Clone Wars where he was here, for a big chunk of that time and, wasn't able to keep them free or anything else like that.
Yeah, those guys are going to run because they don't fight. They're going to run like scared pie jacks, but they're going to be alive pie jacks. And that's not something you're going to be able to promise those people now, are you?
I was talking about your so-called friends running. They're just going to run off and act like they're going to be saviors on some other planet, some other fight instead of. That's fine. If you're going to leave this planet behind, the planet where you grew up, the planet where your family died, the planet where you left them in a camp and got away. If you want to do that, that's fine. You just have to. I just want to make sure that when the ships take off, that I'm on one of them. If that means I got to give you guys a couple of crates full of guns, fine. Now, if any point in there where he was saying all that stuff, you decide to just deck him, let me know.
No. It's just Hesmit's just going to like listen to this, and he'll just be like nodding, and then he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna give me that crate, and that's the last time you're ever gonna bring any of that up."
Fine. Actually, maybe not fine. But well, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. And I mean, it's funny because you guys are basically having this family set to in the middle of the camp.
Yeah.
And I'm just picturing these other, like, there's this like a quick camera take back to the other guys. They're kind of looking, like one of them kind of side eyes, another one they just sort of like kind of shrug.
Yeah.
It's the rest of the
Probably.
family at the Thanksgiving dinner table pretending to focus on their turkey.
There's probably like a couple of the beast riders like walking by at a certain point. They're kind of like, the fuck's going on over there? And at which point Hesmit just looks over and be like, "You enjoying the show? Move on."
Could you hand the gravy? Real quick. I don't want to interrupt. Just can you hand me the gravy? Yeah, the Thanksgiving dinner thing. Struck me funny. Anyway, okay, so
I just thought maybe Saw was on a rampage and only Gravy would calm him down.
no, I was just picturing that whole the awkward Thanksgiving thing. Only Gravy will calm him down. No. All right. So this is, I think, and this doesn't necessarily work to Hesmit's strength, but hey, it's a social interaction, so of course it doesn't act well to Hesmit's strength. I believe that you are applying leverage to Saw.
That sounds like what I'm doing here.
It does sound like what you're doing, which means, if you would, roll suave. Now, there's something I don't often say in this game is roll suave.
To Hesmit.
Well, not to Hesmit. I don't know. I didn't say it to anybody. Did we get another 6?
When Hesmit applies
Oh
leverage,
my
it's-
God, a 3?
Yeah, I'll take that XP.
Wow.
No, and there's no. I'm hoping something I said just crossed Saw wrong, like me just telling him, "No, you don't get to talk about that anymore." Like me, like being in control here, just rubs him the wrong way.
Either that or just out of sheer frustration that then you tack something else on. It's not like you've ever accomplished anything here. You know, you had to have us come in and save anybody because you've accomplished nothing. Something like that. Well, actually, you did kind of say that. Just the order of things. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Things get complicated. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. So yeah, you guys get in the shouting match kind of thing. You're going to bring the guns. You're going to bring them here. And that's the last you're ever going to mention this because we're actually doing something and you've never accomplished anything. Oh, okay. Okay, so Hesmit, do you go here? Because it seems like the way to end that sentence is like, we're going to accomplish anything which you never managed to do. And Saw's just nogging along, you know, until you say something like, oh God, what would it be? Something like, you know, because you're like half the leader that your sister was.
I don't get that reference, but okay.
Okay. Yeah, well, if you don't get the reference, you probably wouldn't make the thing.
I was about to say, I as a player don't. Hesmit as a person probably does.
I think, well...
If you don't get the reference, you probably wouldn't use it,
well, Hesmit would theoretically know. So Saw's in charge of the Resistance, but he wasn't originally in charge of the Resistance. Originally, it was his sister, and it was during the Clone Wars that he ended up sort of getting charge of these people when the battle that freed them to sort of join the Republic was also the battle where his sister fell when she was in charge, and he sort of inherited that whole thing, and he sort of idolizes her. He still carries. Didn't we have that? Didn't he have like a picture of her or something like that? That showed up, and it was a couple sessions ago where that was. I think Ganna spotted it or something in his possessions, or I can't remember where it was at, but it came up at some point. But yeah, the reason he's got this big fire under him is because, you know, fighting for the freedom of this planet is what killed his sister in the first place, and he stuck to it, kind of a thing. And they weren't exactly on the best of terms when she died either, so it was also that. But that's probably not something that Hesmit would know. But given your more positive relationship in the past, he may have confided some of that to you, or you would know about that. I don't know. Would you take it that far? Would you just want to really sting him?
You know what? At this point, because he decided to pick a soft point with Hesmit.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Hesmit will go ahead and fire back.
Which is where that 3 comes from. That's a bad, so you're going for a bad choice. All right, so you see him. Yeah. He doesn't get angry. That would be probably better.
He gets very still.
He gets really still. His eyes kind of lower to about half mast and just go completely flat. And I mean, you know what's coming as soon, but he basically just hauls off and starts. First he swings, but he's coming straight, and he's a big dude in in combat armor, and not and clearly, this is not a guy who's mad. This is a guy who's planning to kill somebody else, which you're totally fine with at this juncture, at least for the first couple of seconds. The downside being you're still, the first. Well, we'll see how this goes. But he's swinging for your head. What do you do?
This is Hesmit right here, and I think right now we get this is Hesmit with something to prove at the moment. I think he's just going to take the punch and just try to keep his focus here so he can just continue to stare at
you're just gonna give him the shot. I like it.
And it's just gonna be like, you had your fun. Okay. Is this how it's gonna be?
All right. So I'm gonna have you roll rugged. This is gonna be stand and defense because basically you're just kind of like, and we'll see how well. I think that works. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Stand and defense seems
sounds about right.
Thing. Let's see what we got.
Oh. You know what?
All right. You go either way. Because I know exactly what's going to happen with taking a shot like that and just letting him have it because I know exactly where he's swinging too.
You know what? It's probably the ear.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And you know what? That is. We'll go there. Okay. I'll take that XP.
We'll take that. Don't you need this XP to get to get your troops? Isn't that what you need also?
Yeah.
How many more did you need? Because you just got 2.
I want him to get enough XP during the fight where the troops just come out of the forest.
I love it.
Yeah.
Actually, that would have been enough, wasn't it? All right. So just so we know. All right. So yeah, Pain he swings and you're like, I'm just gonna take it, and you realize just a second, like maybe this wasn't the best. It's like,
oh wait, that's my bad ear.
Yeah, because he's swinging straight for that big white plastic plate. This is just Stormtrooper punching for him at this point. That one little white spot there, and the pain just explodes like an ice pick straight through you. You swear to God, whatever insert they're using is going to come out your ear on your other ear on the opposite side of your head from the pain that comes in there. It just sends you reeling. You want to stand your ground, but where he hit you and how he hit you, it just floors you.
Yeah.
So you take. I'm going to give you 2 for that. Because that hurts pretty bad.
I imagine so.
What do you do? Because he's just like he's standing because like he isn't even shouting. He's just standing and just kind of like waiting for you to because you kind of like stumble back and you're sort of halfway bent over. He's just waiting for you to stand back up. He's not like a take a punch kind of thing. He's waiting because he's not going to rush in. He is going to let you stand up so he can pummel you again.
You know what? This time it's like that'll be when Hesmit stands back up and he'll just look him in the eye again and be like, just that, I think we're going to go with the, yes, sir, may I have another one, just that look.
Oh, yeah? You're going to let him have another shot? Okay. Go with stand in defense again.
All right. There's a benefit to this, though.
There is? I don't
know what it is. I have +1.
Oh, you have +1. Okay.
Yep. What does that kill me?
All right. If you have not suffered harm in a fight, If you have not suffered harm in a fight, if you have suffered harm in a fight, you gain +1 ongoing until the fight is over. Okay. All right.
Unfortunately, that only gets me up to 9.
That only gets you up to 9. That's okay, because let me look at the results on stand and defense here, because I want to. Okay. Wait.
So I get to choose one here.
Well, maybe. Hang on a second. I might screw you even harder. Because I can get you down to 6. Okay. Except for a little harm. Inflict harm on your attackers. Okay. All right. So, because that you're bottled up, right?
Yeah.
You got all that bottled up. So you get back up and you're standing there, you kind of motion to him and he just sort of sits there. He's not, like I said, he's not angry, but he also doesn't immediately move. And you're like, all the crap that you've pent up over the last couple of days with all the shit that's been going on, you just it's just building up, and you're kind of like you just start yelling like, come on, and you kind of step into him and like lean your head, stick it out in front of him, just out of the sheer anger, and well, that's really all the invitation that he needs. And he just, this time it doesn't hit the ear plate, but it he just sends you this time straight down to the ground. And you realize you probably didn't need to lean into the hit that much. This isn't a car on ice. You don't need to turn into the direction of the skid. But on the upside, I got rid of all your bet up because I pushed your 9 down to a 6.
Okay.
So now you're like, this time it's a little bit of spitting blood on the ground a little bit. As you get back up, as you're getting back up, what do you do?
All right. So
have you let him take enough shots at you now?
No. This is just like that one moment where it's just like, Hesmit probably comes back up. He's got one black eye and he spits out a little bit of blood, and it's just looks him in the face after he's not coming up all the way. And it's just he'll just look at him and be like, "Has that taken all the fight out of you yet?"
Oh my god!
And,
all right. So he kind of looks at you, and he blinks, and the eyes stop being dead. They're still disgusted, I guess, or something. He's like, this is what you learned. This is what you learned since you went through rebellion, is how to get hit, and just get hit. He kind of spits on the ground off to the side and walks back over to the speeder. I'll go get the blasters. You stay with your friends. I'll be back. I'm not going to abandon my commitments.
at which point that when he says, "Yeah, I'm not going to abandon my commitments." Oh yeah, that's why you beat the shit out of me.
He doesn't even say anything. He looks at you one more time and gets back in there and slams the gear and backs up out of there. And you,
Doyce, can I get one last suave roll there?
One last what roll?
Suave.
Yes,
because
absolutely.
I just want to hit him with that one as he leaving.
Always ask for.
You're so pretty when you're angry.
Always ask for a roll. Well, no, not that kind of suave, but yeah, always ask for a roll if I'm not noticing that I should be giving you one.
Yeah, I just want that last little bit to sting him.
All right. A 9, and you get a +1 because you're hurt.
10.
That gets you to a 10. What? Okay, so you're doing that suave roll. That's fine. What do you want out of that? I mean, what do you want from him?
So I'm applying personal leverage here.
Yep.
I got a 10.
Yep. You can do what you want, and he's already going to go get the blasters. So it could be something, and it could be something more meta.
What do I want him to do?
If you need to think about it, that's fine. But you've got that.
I will have to think about that one for a little bit.
But yeah, that last little shot home went home for sure.
I will think about this.
So you're almost knocked to the ground by the blow on your shoulder as the hunter comes up and said, "That was a fine way to assert yourself to your underlings. Well done. It is not every man that can let someone take that can let one of their people take show that you can take your strongest blow and stand back up from it, and that you rise above the need to strike back." And he turns and he shouts something in the native tongue to everybody else, and everyone's like, yes! And there's a lot of thrusting up in the arms in the air and everything like that. They're damned impressed at your ability to take a righteous beating.
Take a beating for
and just kind of shake it off. Like no big thing. And he goes,
that's probably the.
Go ahead.
While they're all cheering, that's probably when there's that little close up of Hesmit where he's patting him on the back, and Hesmit just spits out a tooth, and he's like, "Yay!"
Yay! He leans over while they're cheering. He goes, "If you like, we have healing salves and bandages in one of the huts. I can bring the women." And he's like,
I was like, yeah.
That'd be good. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Do you need to lean on me? No, I'm fine. Are you sure?
Get off me.
No, I'm fine. All right.
Yeah.
So
the joke is that Hesmit can't hear anything because his ear got hit.
So the water, there's a little bit of blood trailing down from underneath the plastic plate on that side. Lips split, eyes all puffed up. Saw was here, bruise on his cheekbone. I've never seen. That's a wonderful way to win by getting a bunch of lost numbers. I love it.
It wasn't what I was going for, but it worked just as well.
You know what? I want to punch somebody with my face, and I want to punch somebody in the fist with my face. And that gets you the XP you need to buy your troops. And hey, guess what? I think you've got some.
Yes.
I think he went by the Timex plan of takes a licking. Either that or the Samsonite luggage meets the gorilla.
Yeah, takes a licking and keeps on spitting teeth on the ground at their feet. Nice. Okay, so circling back around to the folks in the I was going to say Mike jinxed me by saying we're going to have to do this in 2 sessions, but I don't think he jinxed me so much as just observed the typical time that most of this stuff tends to take in our game. Damn you. Anyway, all right, so we're circling back to the castle people, or the people in the palace, and this would be...
Right now it's
Ganna and backup.
Yeah,
Ganna and backup.
And the trooper. The broken trooper.
No, the broken trooper is still back with everybody. Or did you want him to come with you?
Oh, I thought he was escorting us there.
If he is, that's fine. It's actually a little bit less likely to you could have thrown that in there at the end when you realized he was just going to keep saying that and raising suspicion. Yeah. It's like, you need to come with us. I need to go with them. The senator needs to talk to the Moff. I need to go with them. The senator needs to talk to the Moff. Yeah.
Ganna turns to backup, and even through the darkened visor of her helmet, he can see her eyes are really wide. And she says, "I think I broke him." I don't think that was a good thing to do.
Any comments, backup?
Soldier, keep your mouth shut. We're going to speak with the Moff. Some discretion is required.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Because the senator needs to talk to the Moff. Yes, sir. Sir. Yes, sir.
That's right. Good soldiers follow orders. Now, come on.
Right. Good soldiers. Yeah. He'll be repeating that now. I'm not going to have a flashbacks to that scene.
I'm having a little trouble with what Ganna just did. So
you should be, honestly.
Yeah. So that's kind of on the forefront of my mind. But
Ganna needs to discover a throttle of some kind. Really only has non-functional or infinite cosmic power. Anyway, all right. So you guys sort of just come into the Moff's room. He is. Who is here? Moff is here. Yeah, I think this works. All right. So
as long as you don't say Admiral Corlin, I'm fine.
No,
I mean,
that's not Admiral Corlin.
Just drop that bomb on us.
So do me a favor and roll. And Ganna, if you want to, you can roll to assist Roll a act under pressure for me, please. Back up.
Me?
Yes, please. It's probably going to be a good roll, right when I need you to roll bad.
Yeah, 13.
Holy crap! All right.
My
We had to
assist
break
doesn't assist much.
We had to break the frickin' trend sooner or later.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of bad dice in a row. Well,
Well, for you, good
You
dice. but
massage some of those numbers on my end, Noise.
what's that? No, to be fair, yeah, I did turn that 9 into a 6. But I've been waiting. I feel like I wasn't doing my job using your bottle it up thing. And what a perfect time to do it.
I was perfectly fine with that because now I don't have that over my head anymore.
When you go into the actual fight, yeah. Although that was a pretty good actual fight. Okay, so you walk in and the Moff is sitting at his desk. Turned and looking out the window like a man contemplating, the collapse of his, the imminent collapse of everything that he's worked for his entire life. That's a lot to convey in body language, but he's doing it. And as you're walking in, you immediately notice it's kind of sitting over in the, I shouldn't say sitting, leaning over in the corner casually is, did I move the chip? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Get right over here. Is this individual.
Unknown.
Yeah, just kind of lounging, leaning up against the corner and kind of, certainly lounging, relaxed, but in no way inattentive. When you guys walk in, her eyes narrow for a second, but she doesn't notice anything amiss because backup is absolutely like the total picture perfect image of a standard trooper. So there's nothing weird here in the body language or anything else there to set anything off. So you've got them off. You've got this unknown Imperial agent, unfortunately also in the room. What do you do?
Well, this is kind of what we brought Lux for.
She says, well...
No, Lux went off to
Lux
show Illyr where the server room was.
That's exactly my point. So I'm just like,
it's like, damn it.
Oh, shit.
I was just going to talk to this guy, but now I can't talk to him because, damn it. So,
all right, I'll field this, I guess.
You field this, or because there's, I'm just going to point out, given your training, you've got two options. You got two clear options. One is something that involves talking. And honestly, I don't know that backup would have any more details than that in his head right now, as far as that goes. The other option is she completely suspects nothing, so you have a decent chance of surprising her if you draw down. It's going to make things a little bit uglier down the road, but I mean,
Ganna walks over to her, salutes,
okay,
and says,
"You still have I just want to point out before you do anything else, you still have force points bubbling under the skin, waiting to be used, demanding to be used, because these aren't nice, polite."
Yeah, she's not going to do that yet. She'll say, "Ma'am, Senator Bonteri wishes to speak with you."
Bonteri? You were looking for me? How did you even know I was? Okay, so she has many questions.
I'm just a dumb stormtrooper. I'm still holding the salute.
Obviously, she's a local and not a Imperial.
This stormtrooper, yeah. I'm trying to decide. I think it would be. I mean, there's two different ways.
Do I need to do something to try to make it sound convincing, or?
So there's I'm asking you. The way it is right now, you're probably. I guess it would be act under pressure. I can't see its apply leverage. That doesn't make any sense. So it's either act under pressure, or as you bring down your salute, you kind of do the hand wave thing and actually try and repeat yourself and see if that works. What could go wrong?
Is the other guy still with us, muttering in the corner?
He's not muttering right now because backup did you a solid and gave him an order. He may be muttering, but he's like across the room and sort of muttering really quietly to himself. Because weird thing is, everything that you say, he sort of picks up on a little bit. So when you say, Senator
I'm mind wiped by the Force, and the Force mind wipes me. I'm mind wiped by the Force, and the Force mind wipes me.
Well, when he was saying before, the senator needs to talk to the Moff. As soon as you said the senator needs to talk to you, he just switched and said Senator Bonterra needs to talk to you. Senator Bonterra needs to talk to her. Senator Bonterra needs to talk to her. But he's doing it really quietly back in the back. So she
good.
Really,
okay, thank you.
He's not really doing it. He's just kind of doing it. So that's the real question. Do you want to do act under pressure? You want to try your mind game? Worst thing that happens is that she realizes what's going on and tries to kill you. I guess that is really literally the worst thing.
No, that's not the worst thing that could happen.
Actually, you're a good point.
No, she can't do that right now. She's gonna try to be,
all right,
I guess, persuasive. Act under pressure.
Yeah, act under pressure. So let's have
after this last episode, she's not gonna try to double down on bending people's minds.
It might have sounded, you just for a second consider it, but in that moment of silence, you hear him muttering across the room, and you're like, I don't want to do that to somebody again. That's not
Hey, Doyce.
Yeah.
While this exchange is going on, I actually want to study the Imperial agent and kind of see where her attention mostly is. What I'm trying to figure out is she here in support of the Moff, or is she here to keep an eye on the Moff?
Give me an assess roll, just real quick before we figure out what she's about to.
Out of combat, it's going to be canny.
Yep. Let me look. Ooh! Oh my God! Everybody's getting XP tonight. XP for everybody.
Really?
You can lucky it if you want to, but it seems like a.
No, just go ahead.
All right. Well, partly she's sort of in your way, and also I will just tell you this for nothing. This isn't even so much you. This person is extremely hard to read. As an Imperial agent, she is meant to be a blank slate. So she may look scary, but when it comes to like trying to figure out her motivations and stuff, yeah, she is a cool cookie. You have no idea. She could be here as a bodyguard. She could be here to just like wait for the phone call. It means she assassinates them off. It could be a bunch of different things.
Okay.
All right. So Ganna,
She could be here for you.
She could be.
So I need to make my act under pressure.
Yeah, she could be looking for the rogue clone trooper. It could be a bunch of different things. The number didn't come up. Oh, there it is. Okay. So. Got to think about that for a sec.
All right. Well, backup's got an action. If there's any hesitation here, let me know. But
all right.
Yeah, she's probably good enough that she wouldn't hesitate one way or another.
Yeah, I'm hesitating. It's not necessarily on her.
That's what I figured.
I'm looking at this going, okay, I need something on this. Okay. Okay. She just you come up and do the thing. without even, just walk right up there and does a thing and, do the little salute and say, Senator Bonteri wants to speak to you. And she says, he's back?
Yes, ma'am.
I see. She puts her finger up to her like little earpiece thing. Commander, I need to speak with the senator. Can you send 2 of your troopers down here to guard? And she says guard. It doesn't quite have air quotes around it, but something. Can you send 2 of your troopers down to guard the Moff while I go and speak with the senator? And there's like a in her earpiece that you can kind of make out. You 3 escort me to Bonteri's. He wasn't here long enough for me to know where the room was, so I need you to take me down here. And once they get here.
Ma'am, sir. Ma'am.
Right. So she waits a bit. Back up. Are you doing anything?
Once again, the ingenue of
The ingenue just seeps out through
covers the day by just being an ingenue.
I feel really bad about this whole situation. Yes.
That's what you do.
No, I'm getting.
I'm getting that. I said, like, what do you do? I feel really bad about the situation. I thought that was your answer. I'm going to feel really bad about this situation.
No, I'm going to roll to sit around and talk about my feelings.
Okay,
that's my action.
I roll.
So at this moment, I feel like we're going to be escorted out. The Moff is going to be surrounded by troops, and we're not going to be able to get back to him easily, which is what it sounds like this situation is evolving into.
It's possible. Sure.
Is that accurate?
It's going to be more. Yes, the situation has gotten more complicated in that way. I would say that. I mean, Ganna successfully did not raise her suspicions and is going to get her out of the room.
Okay.
But, yeah, right now she wants.
So this broken trooper that we have with us, he's probably got a sidearm, right?
Yes.
Like holstered.
Yeah, he's got like his. Actually, he was like the squad commander, so he has like. He probably has both. He's got like his rifle, but it's just sort of hanging in. He's got it like at side. He's got it at arms, at port arms, whatever. And he's got his backup pistol. Sure.
Okay. So basically, I'm going to approach him like, hey, squad commander, I'm going to shoot the agent. I'm going to draw his pistol and shoot him.
You're going to okay. Break that down for me. You're going to shoot at the agent. And then draw his pistol and shoot him.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
I don't think he's expecting this.
Oh. He doesn't really even know.
Sure, he will not expect this.
That's not what you're going to have to roll for. Let's just put it that way. That part's going to happen no matter what happens. Okay.
That's fine.
All right. So is it a pistol you're shooting at her with or anything like that? And is Ganna walking back over to you, or is that about Ganna? Is that about where you are probably walking back at? She's walking back. You kind of step back to sort of make room, make a space for her. It's like, and at the same time, you're like, pistol comes out, you shoot, so on and so forth. Okay, we'll see what kind of laser-like reflexes this Imperial agent has for the sudden and unexpected betrayal of this stormtrooper.
All right.
So back up. Give me a roll on. I guess it'd be rugged, right? Holy buckets. Okay, then. Well, hell. All right. Is that your regular, is that your pistol or what is that?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah.
Or whatever I would ordinarily be armed with.
The rocket-propelled grenade he has strapped to his back.
Maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 harm, close, loud. Yeah, so that's fine. Well, she was not expecting that for sure. So, and the first couple of, it's the same kind of thing there. She, oh boy, yikes almighty. Okay, So you see, just as you're raising it, like really as you level the gun, not even during the raising. I mean, it's one nice thing about the stormtrooper armor is being all white. It's individual movements kind of you're almost camouflaged for yourself. Your body is.
Mhm.
But and you do it so casually. You just raise it up. It isn't until you level it you see your eyes like sort of widen. The Moff is like just ignoring this whole thing. So you shoot. You kind of catch her on like the shoulder plate because she's already moving and like where she's in the corner, she's like whipping a drape that's on the like hanging down on the edge of the window, like kind of in the way, just to be a visual obscurement kind of thing.
Mhm.
She grunts and kind of like sort of sprints long ways along the edge of the window. Somebody did something there.
Really?
He hit. He totally hit. That's not even appropriate. You've just been waiting to do that for a while, haven't you? God. It's really totally bad.
What I'm
Okay.
trying to do here is remove her and frame the trooper.
Right.
Obviously.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's going kind of sprinting left across the big bay window or the big like view windows and that sort of thing across the deal. So
Toward
me, away from me.
so okay, we're gonna have to do hang on. We're gonna have to map this.
Minifigs.
I apologize in
No.
advance to everybody who has to deal with battle maps.
No, this is going to be real simple because it's basically a square, but I got to get rid of all this other crap that you know what, I'm just going to do a new map. Hang on.
Okay.
Create new page.
I thought you were going to take care, get rid of our graffiti. I was going to be very sad.
No.
Can whoever puts down the graffiti like put some letters in her path just to cut her off?
No. I like how you just automatically assume that there will be graffiti. Like that part is just a done deal. All right, we'll just do, is this something I can do? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, let me get you guys over into this. This is super rough, but it'll work. Okay. So we've got
A square,
yeah.
a rectangle.
Also, Joyce, I apologize in advance for like just trying to kill your NPC before she's had any scene.
No, it's totally fine. Right. I'm not even going to switch colors or anything like this, but we've got like, so there's the window, there's the Moff's desk. She was sort of lounging over here. That color I will change. Oh, I'm not going to stop that. This thing, and we'll appropriately make her red. And
There's some lettering. All right.
yeah, well done. I need a little bit more color here. All right, so we got that. We got your basic doors are right about here. Let's see. Got dead trooper is orange. Backup can be blue. Ganna's kind of over here. She's walking back. So, and so when you shoot at her, she starts tracking.
Where's the Moff?
Oh, sorry. I'll get him. He is sitting like. Oh no, that didn't.
He was standing at the window.
Well, he was. Hang on. I did. So this shape decided to not be there. There we go. Oh, I see what I did. Hang on. He is sitting behind his desk and was just sort of turned and staring out the window. I'll turn her a different color. So she's she is there we go. She's sort of tracking this way across the window, running. She's filled her hand with a blaster and is like firing back over the Moff. And not Moth.
I can't get it to work.
Moff. Not Moth. So she's. Hang on, I will. Where are we at there? She's running that way. Ganna at this moment is kind of going this direction a little bit. Backup is where he is. The room's not this big, but whatever. I'm not going to fix I'm not going to fix all that right now.
That's fair.
It's certainly not. Each square is 2 feet. It's a small thing. Anyway, so that's about right. Yeah, the trooper. She's running. She's filling her other thing. Ganna, what do you do? Force push.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Throw her out the window. That'd be awesome.
She's way too far away for me to hit with a hydro spanner. And
True. Unless you use the force to throw a hydro spanner. Although I don't think you're probably walking around with a hydro spanner strapped to your stormtrooper armor. That would be
no,
notable.
it's in the droid.
It's in the-
I shout a command and it pops up in the air like a lightsaber.
That would be awesome, and totally like just to see him pop up and then have you grab it with the force and whip it at him whip it at her would be really kind of cool.
Just for that, your droid needs to be called 2L or Tool.
That's perfect. Tool, give me my. Oh, you get the point. There's your droid.
I think a force push.
Okay.
At the window.
Just shove her out the window. See if you can. All right. So again,
it's a thick window, right?
It's a what?
It's a thick window. It'd be like hitting a wall, right?
Yeah, sure. You're probably not going to throw her out to her death with the force, which is not an automatic dark side point.
You've never done any dark side actions before. I mean,
Okay, so when you do something new or interesting with the force, tell the GM what you're attempting to accomplish, spend a force point, which you can do, and roll with deep.
I am hoping to smash her against the window and knock her unconscious.
Are you? Are you really? Okay. Go ahead and roll.
I am.
All right. Go ahead.
Not through the window.
Now I know what his failure conditions look like. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
I didn't see it come up.
6. Again.
Wow. I'm really hoping that the rescue goes better for you guys.
Damn it, Dave.
Mark XP.
Yep.
This is why Margie hasn't had as many advances as you guys. She doesn't roll complete shit most of the time.
Yeah, but that's because her plans are good.
Yeah. She makes good argument.
The dice sends the. Now wait a minute. You're saying that, but I am the one that went bamfa surfing.
That
was a good plan.
You did it successfully. You totally nailed the bantha surfing.
You succeeded.
Okay, so.
Dave, it would have been a much better decision if you just let her hit you a bunch of times. Trust me, it worked out great.
The force fills you up to overflowing. It's like you're I was gonna say fountain, but really the mouth of a volcano. It just pours out of your outstretched hand at this weak and fragile living creature this pathetic thing before you. And you just almost as a backhanded sort of afterthought, you just swat the thing away from you. And the Moff's desk and the Moff. The agent goes flying through the window. Just shatters the whole thing. She's like literally exactly like Luke when he gets like blown out into the shaft.
It's probably not safe class either.
In Empire, yeah, no, it's not. In Empire, where he like goes backwards and his feet are like still kind of up and he goes straight over backwards with his limbs kind of out. She goes straight out like the most, in any other situation, the most comical look of complete surprise that you can possibly imagine. The desk doesn't move that much. The Moff does. His chair kind of flips and he goes like flying across the room. He impacts the wall and bounces off in exactly the same way that you were envisioning
Her.
with the agent. Probably not nearly as hard because he hits like the draperies and stuff, but certainly he was not expecting because he
let's be real. Ganna was not expecting any of this.
I think I may have mentioned this before. I don't know if I have or not, but there's a scene in the second Expanse book that I really, really like, where somebody who is not combat trained is in a group of a bunch of people who are combat trained, and he is trying to like sort of threaten somebody with his gun to do something, and he does this thing that he sees all these movie people do, which is he's pointing it at her and then he cocks the weapon, because that's supposed to be like that extra punctuation on the negotiation to say I really mean it. Okay, and the next thing he knows, his ears are ringing and literally almost everybody in the room is dead. Like that's like the next thing that he is able to track. It's totally a D20 combat thing where he rolled really bad initiative and he's not a combat person, so whatever. Everybody else got to act twice before he went again. But literally everybody else is just dead, except for like one of the people on his side is dead. Two other guys have been hit in the body armor, and everybody on the other side is dead. And he doesn't even know what happened. And they're like, he's like, what happened? And they're like, you started a goddamn fight is what happened. And that's kind of how this is for the Moff, because he doesn't even know, he's barely listening to the conversation. And suddenly there's this sort of blaster thing, and he's against the wall and laying down. And why is his face bleeding? Why is there wind? Why is there wind? Where did the wind come from? And that's literally what happened as far as he's concerned.
Maybe this will make him pay attention to military matters going on in the city of Aziz.
Possibly. Certainly, he's very concerned about the military matters happening in this chamber right now. Okay, so you hear what looks like, I mean, it's the sound of a couple of approaching troopers who then hear stuff happening, who go from like marching at normal pace to, running to see what the matter is. Do you do anything before they arrive? Or
yeah, I'm as quickly as possible. I want to impress upon the Moff that his life depends on compliance with us in the good way.
Go along with this if you want to live.
I'm like, we're here to get you out safely. Do as we say, and we'll do whatever we can for you. Do you understand?
Okay.
Why is there wind?
Why is
I will do whatever you want. Just don't throw me through the window too.
See, Backup is not in a good
that.
mood right now anyway, and his medical assessment would be something like, "How many blasters am I holding up?"
Right.
We're not going to do that.
Thursday.
Okay.
We have to. She has to see. The senator needs to see the Moff.
Okay. So, two troopers come in. Hang on a second. Oh God, you gotta be kidding me. Gotta get the. Get the right image here. Catherine?
Yeah?
I would like to sincerely apologize that I just realized I haven't done anything with you. It is entirely my fault. You are not too quiet. I had too much on my plate and I didn't get to do anything with you tonight. I will make it up to you, I promise.
All the stormtroopers will be coming after you next episode.
No, I'm going to totally send the lizard dude after her. I mean, come on.
Oh, no!
Just let him punch her a whole bunch.
I haven't beaten you up at all. I'm really sorry I didn't give you the opportunity to fail spectacularly.
And beat yourself.
Ladies' room.
What's that?
I'm in the ladies' room. People don't come in.
People don't come into her room. That's specifically why I asked for it. Well, in any case, I will give you the opportunity to do stuff. I did not get to it, and it's already, we're getting close to that time. So.
Oh, yeah.
But before we do, all right, the troopers, there we go. Two troopers come in.
One trooper leaves.
Yeah. Waiting. Image is loading. It's probably really big. I have no idea. Yeah, it is. Crap. Come on.
Most of us just send links.
Yeah, well, okay, I could do that.
He's trying to be fancy.
I am. Totally am.
Fancy.
Fancy GM with the GM board and all that.
All that stuff. There we go. Oh, I like that actually. How it's set up.
Huge trooper suddenly.
There we go. Two troopers come in, weapons out, dressed like that. Actually, really like that. How big it was, and the fact that it's transparent makes it especially cool.
All pixelated.
Oh, that's just you guys loading it. It'll eventually come in.
Yeah, it looks
clear.
fine on mine.
Yeah.
It'll load eventually.
I kind of like it all pixelated. That makes it look sort of vaguely more menacing.
One of them says, "What happened in here?" Ganna, the voice sounds exactly like backup.
crap.
Like your girlfriend?
No, like backup.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
It was
No.
Terrorists!
No. That's where we're stopping.
Okay.
The voice sounds exactly like backup.
A gas explosion.
Is absolutely where we're stopping.
swamp gas.
Radiator explosion.
Radiation
leak. Very
Very
dangerous.
dangerous. Weapons discharge.
Yeah, no kidding. Weapons discharge.
So, some explosion came from outside. We better go check the grounds.
Somebody forced their way in.
This trooper went berserk and tried to kill the Moff and blew his bodyguard right through this back window. Anyway, so what happened in here? Voice sounds just like backup, and we're going to stop there.
Dun dun dun.
Not exactly like backup, but very, very close to backup. Much flatter.
Has that same Australian accent?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
We're gonna have to kill that guy.
There can be only one.
Yeah, like if I blast his head off, I get his power. So that's
Yeah.
Or maybe his armor.
Or at least an arm.
I just want to reiterate there are two of them. Okay.
Sweet, more for us.
It's a twofer.
More
Yeah, we may soon find out both of them sound like backup, and then he gets a twofer.
Yeah.
see that's the thing is like the total. There's a total amount of stormtrooper accuracy. It's divided among the number of active stormtroopers.
No, I got it.
That explains so much.
You are subjected to the exact same physics if that's the case. I mean, that's just. I'm just saying your dice are going to.
No, because we're the heroes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Also, I know why there are two. In case the first one doesn't drop any loot.
Always there are two.
Okay. All right. So with that,
How many stormtrooper pellets do we need to collect?
With that, we will.
Sure.
No. All right. So
Mandibles?
So there we go. That's what we got. We're gonna wrap up.
Somebody has to get to bed.
Yeah, there's a lot. So next week sounds like it's not happening because basically the entire Hail Clear Up area is out of commission, or two of them.
Well, at least the distaff side.
Okay.
Yes.
So in 2 weeks, do we think that's likely?
Yeah,
All right.
that should be good.
All right.
Actually, let me just double check that before I say yes. Yes.
Sweet. Okay. Oh wait, I got to see one last quick meme here. We got to look up the memes because God knows we got to look at the memes. Oh yeah. Oh, and first of all, totally true. Secondly, that just makes me want to play that game again. Holy crap, it's a good game. I like that game so much. Makes me sad, but it makes me. All right, guys. Thank you. Great game. Maybe not awesome dice, but great game. Props to Backup rolling the only decent roll.
No, I think Hesmit got a good one as well.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got
Yeah.
This, he got the stinger right there at the end. Actually, he got a couple of Backup got a couple of good rolls. I'm
I had another good roll, but then you applied -3 to it.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. all I'm saying to that is you're welcome, because
Oh no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was
You're
gonna say,
welcome.
It'll give me more chance to bottle up later.
so much better than having that built up. Anyway, so yes, good stuff, and I look forward to. I honestly think there's going to be the conclusion stuff next time. I swear, I have high hopes. There should be a big conclusion.
Oh, he's got
You have hopes.
high hopes.
I have hopes. I won't say high. They're
He's got
fair to middling.
high apple pie in the
And in the
sky.
meantime, I'm going to look up the stuff about what the whole rules are for having a squad working at your behest, because it sounds like Hesmit's going to have that.
Yep, I have it right here, and yeah, I am looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, is it? Where's it? Where when you say you have it, is like you're looking at the Apocalypse World stuff, or?
No, I was looking at the Noble playbook.
Oh yeah, I mean,
so it's just.
Yeah, that's what it does. I just don't know what the actual what does that do in a combat situation? That's the part I need to go and figure out.
From what it looks like, I just at the beginning of the combat I'll roll rugged, and then I spend hold from that to make the squad do stuff.
Nice. That's cool.
So
that's really, really
mostly
cool.
Yeah, so right now it looks like there are a lot of it's just a lot of narrative control there. Just saying, hey, I've got like 2 or 3 guys backing me up.
Yeah, that's very cool.
But at the same time, the whole make a hard advance is going to be the good part.
The thing I'm going to check on is those rules were probably based on the original Apocalypse World stuff, and I know that he changed how the squad stuff, like having a gang, works in Apocalypse World 2nd edition.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
Yeah, I want to go.
I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, I want to go and look at it and just see if there's anything cool that I can steal. Otherwise, we'll just have it do the way it's written, which is fine.
Okay.
It'll be. I'll take the coolest of whatever the various options are. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. You're gonna go. Everybody go, and we will. We can just. We know that we're writing off next week, but the week after that, we will be good to go.
Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
Talk to you guys later.